Sniff It! Adventures in Happyland, Book 1. Written by C.C. Reverie. Narrated by Rainsford. Chapter 1. No creature on this planet deserves to be alone on a cold, mean night when the wind howls and the icy raindrops of a late November shatter against dark windows. But fate is not always fair, everybody knows it. When the hunger strikes like a knife, tearing guts, when the frigid air cuts deep into the bones, when the night is so dark that the owls can't find their way home, someone who's out alone must be the most miserable being on earth. Or at least in that town, on that specific street, under that particular tree. And when the sky's clear for a minute, and the rays of the shiny moon fall on the down through the branches of an infinite tree, he's there, a dog coiled on the ground, trying hard to ignore the annoying rumble of his empty stomach. Looking around, he thought he saw the shadow of a creature poking on the building wall across the street. From where he was hiding, Peppa raised his head and perked up his ears. The wind was loud enough to cover the soft, sneaky noises, but he could still hear the rustle of the leaves on the ground near the corner across the street by the big garbage bin. Ah, a mouse or a rat, nothing a dog needs to bother about, he told himself, resting his head on his front paws. Pepper tried to sleep, but the smell of cooked food that came from a nearby building was too strong. He closed his eyes and fell into a short nap, dreaming of mountains of juicy bones that were rolling over, almost killing him. A few hours ago, lured by a yummy scent, he had circled the building and determined it was that kind of place where some humans cook tons of food and others eat it. He was just waiting for the humans to leave so he could search the large waste bins for leftovers. He couldn't risk getting caught by the dog hunters. Once Pepper had spent a few weeks in a kennel and didn't find it fun at all. First, there were too many dogs that talk at the same time. Second, there was always the smell of poop and pee that made him sick from his guts. Third, you're not allowed to move around. The most you can do is going in and out of your sleeping place. But the worst thing is that they kill you if no human wants you. That had happened to his best friend. He could still shed tears over it. However, this was no time to become sentimental. His instincts had a better job to do, aka to keep him out of trouble until he got to those garbage bins and squeezed his body inside. Oh, he sighed and fell asleep again. Pepper was one tired dog after having to travel a great deal, not yet to his destination. He was heading to Happyland, the town where he was once a happy dog and where he was hoping to find his lost fortune. For he wanted to return to his master. He had replayed the facts in his mind over and over again and still couldn't understand what had happened that day he got lost. All he knew was that he had to find his way back. But going back is no easy job for a dog that has not used a compass, or anything for that matter, to show directions or where to go. Of course, he had a vague idea, mostly driven by the different smells he'd sniffed along the way, but there was nothing like the previous scent of his home.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?